what the sound is like. So let me know. Oh wow. Hello and welcome to the Game Shed with me, Jamie. I'm experimenting on the new YouTube streaming beta. Looks very nice. It's been a while since I've streamed. I'm in a new locale, as you can see, and I'm excited. Can it be? Is it for true? Hey, a Stitch. It is for true. Can you let me know how the sound is? Can you hear the game music? Can you hear my voice? Because it's been so long. Well, firstly, I've got a baby monitor next to me. Look, it's a little baby monitor. I've also got a drink, hot drink, because it's not nearly 30 degrees. I'd also packed away my mic, and I've lost the stand for it, so it's just kind of perched in front of me at the moment. I also haven't plugged the mic in since I've moved everything around, and I seem to have lost all the drivers, blah blah blah. But let me know how the sound check is, etc., and then we shall get going. Paul Pollington, goddamn Jamie, you are on early. Hoot. How are you and the lovely family? Ravito. Right, so Tonight is the very first night I have been left alone with my baby. My wife, is her very first night away from the baby. She has gone out with a friend, and I am here for you. I am here for you and your entertainment. This is the first break I've got because this is my living room, my lounge. My wife would usually be, if I'm tinkering over here, she would be sitting right behind me, just there on the sofa watching the telly. So I can't really stream anymore, ever, unless she's not here, unless I buy her some really nice expensive headphones. Maybe I should do that and she can watch her Netflix. There's an idea. So please send donations my way and call it Jamie's wife's Bluetooth headphone funding, so he can stream more often. My little girl is asleep just over there, and well, that's enough procrastinating. I'm gonna go when my wife gets back, because you know. So let's crack on. I have started a career in Formula 1. Those of you who follow the channel, you'll have seen me qualify from Formula 2, and I've been drafted into Formula 1 now. And I had my pick of any team because I did so bloody well. I picked Red Bull. I don't like the team Red Bull, but they had the best offering for me, the best contract for me, the best things to achieve. A mid-table car, not the best car, and it meant my rival was Max Verstappen. Those of you, Ravito especially, who know about Formula 1, know that Max Verstappen is quite a big deal. I personally really dislike him, so it was nice that he is my my rival. So you can see I'm top of the table by quite a long way. You know I like my racing games, and there's no better racing game than Formula 1, the official Codemasters ones. So let's get going. We're going to do a couple of practice runs, then we're going to do a one-shot quali, and hopefully we can get in the full race in China. I can't remember this circuit at all. I haven't cheated prior to this, so I'm actually going to use the full practice program to learn. So let me know how you're all doing, guys. Of course, Max Verstappen. Roasted guava. Hello. Oh, I am hot. It is hot in London. Very hot. Those of you who follow us on socials will have seen I took delivery of a massive box yesterday. Look at this box. Let me get it out. Let me whip it out. Oh shit. You see this box? I can't see what I'm looking at on the screen, by the way, because I'm trusting this. In fact, let me get the screen up properly. There we go. The size of this box. It's a Fortnite box. It's a promo box. Direct from Epic to promote some stuff. It's got some secret Fortnite stuff in there, so I'll be promoting that over the next few days on our website and on our Twitter and whatnot. I don't know if I'm going to do a video yet for it. Right, let's just have a look at my bits and pieces. Goals. Can you take a look at the attached goals. So it wants me to finish third or better within the next 2 races, and they'll give me an extra 600 points. 600 points means I can apply them to my engineering department to get better car bits. There's the Shanghai circuit. It's quite a famous circuit in its layout. Development, rear downforce. Oh no, that development has failed. So I'm going to go back into my R&D tree quickly, and then we are going to, how much have I got? 1,000. Right, why did that fail? You bastards. Right, recommended. Yeah, develop that, you bugger. So you can see there was a cut price there, and that's because in my post-race interviews, you'll see all of this, I praised the team, and I'm going to also upgrade this. Okay, no I'm not. We're gonna back out and we're gonna upgrade something over here. Recommended upgrade. Let's do this. Have we done that? No, I can't afford it, that's right. What about the powertrain? Can I upgrade this? In development, right, okay. What about something up here? For my durability, let's have some of that. Develop. And from Max, you can't beat the Flying Dutchman. I'm really not a fan of Max Verstappen. Death Stranding is coming out in 118 days, 2 hours, 37 minutes, 26 seconds. Box stuff, says Stitchy. I know all about Death Stranding, and I'm hoping we have a party at our workplace for it. Right, what am I doing? I want to go racing, mother funksters. You're going to allow it? You're going to allow it? Wait! You! Wait. There's Max, look. He's sitting opposite me. You scumbag. Alright, let's go over here. There we go, practice 1. You are not. Why? Why am I not a fan? I'm not a fan, first and foremost, of Red Bull, okay? And it has a lot to do with Christian Horner, a lot to do with the preferential treatment of Sebastian Vettel on Mark Webber. I felt like that was a bit unfair. Max Verstappen, if you've watched the Netflix documentary on Formula One's 2017 last year,
with Carl about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car. Okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement.
Thanks,
so
mate.
Give them a try.
So, if you watch the documentary on Netflix for last season's F1, you'll have seen Max Verstappen being really quite disgusting and rude about Esteban Ocon, offering to fight him. I just believe he's an arrogant git. But never mind. Right, I'm going to check my session info, because along here there's lots of little programs you can do, and I want to do a little program. So we're going to do a track acclimatization, because I do not know this circuit. So I'll show you what it means. It's just hitting certain braking zones and whatnot. So there you go. Steve, long time, mate. Aston Martin are Red Bull. Seriously, didn't know that. Yep. And also this year at Silverstone this weekend, you will see that Aston Martin Red Bulls are actually, I think they've got a Honda engine as well, which is weird. But they, is that right? They have 007 branding all over them. Official 007 branding. DRS zone. Target objective done already. So I think there's a right-hander coming up. I think I have raced this circuit. I must have. See these blue zones? See, I just missed one. And again, I need to hit them all within 3 laps. Yeah, I have. Obviously, I've raced this circuit before, but I can't actually remember it. So I'm only. This is my third Formula One race now in my season, and I'm still getting acclimatized to the settings of F1 2019. Each race, I dial back some assists and make the difficulty a little bit harder. Oh, you're fucking joking. Wow, this is a monstrous circuit. We haven't had any major calamities yet. the throttle, midway through that apex. Nice, hit a purple sector. Purple, as you can see all the numbers above me, purple means I nailed it, I perfected it, I absolutely aced it. We've got a few more zones to go here, and nice and early on the brake just to avoid tyre wear. We're just going to get nice and early on, nice and soft, coast into the braking zone, don't just jab the brakes on, you see. Oh fuck, shit and cock end. That was an apex that I missed.
You seem to be struggling a little in the following turns.
I did actually nail it.
Turn 8, turn 16.
In terms of the score they wanted me to get. Wow, that is a slow section, man. Right, we're just going to do one more lap, see if I can get the next score zone up. So it wants me to get 345 as opposed to, I think it was 320, my last score. Think of it like target practice, if you will, but with a racing car worth millions. I hope you enjoy my racing commentary. It might not be for everyone, but for those of you who give the slightest of shits about racing, I hope it provides you with the slightest bit of entertainment. There we go. And you can see here that I do favour the not quite cockpit view, the slightly above cockpit view. I would usually go with cockpit view in a racing game, as you well know, but on these Formula 1 cars, that dome you can see slightly in front of me has a big piece down the middle, and that big piece down the middle kind of inhibits your view somewhat. I don't know how the drivers actually manage it, but I am not one of them. Maybe if I had my steering wheel and a bigger screen and I was playing in 4K, then maybe I'd do it the authentic way, but with a controller sat on my PC trying to stream, I think we're alright. Oh my god, look at that score! Aced it! I've nailed it, so I can go back to the garage now. Okay, that was the first practice session, and let's catch up with what you're saying. That is correct, Roasted Guava. And no, 0, not a chance, bloody nothing. Nathan, long time no see, I hope you are well. He is after his dad. His personality is questionable. Good man. I thought maybe you would be blinkered to that. But yeah, I appreciate what he's doing for the sport. As a Dutchman, I really do. I love seeing the swathes of bright orange. I love that. It's so good for the sport. But yeah, him as a person, not good. I kind of like that he's a bit of an arrogant kind of contact racer. He's like a Schumacher kind of racer. I like that. It adds a new dynamic. But him as a person, I don't like. Back to racing, says Nathan. Ready for No Man's Sky in VR? Yes, I am. Hello, Georgie boy. George is shocked beyond belief. Hope Beyond Update adds full multiplayer functionality, just like EVE Online. Well, I'll be back on No Man's Sky before you know it. Do you know, guys, I have platinumed No Man's Sky. Big achievement. You guys know I love my No Man's Sky, right? And I thought I'd platinum it. I could listen to your sultry tones all day, says George. Thank you. They're looking into a corner, so they mostly look past the thingy. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I can't believe how well I aced this Shanghai circuit, so I can actually run another test scenario. This one's for tyre management, so you've got to be really gentle. This is probably the most difficult, I'd say, potentially. See, when you complete these programs, it gives you points for upgrading your engine throughout the season. Fuel management, that's quite an easy one. ERS management, very easy. Qualifying pace to see if you could, where you would, theoretically qualify. That's a good one. Race strategy as well, that's quite a good one. You just got to run 5 laps in a row. Team objectives, I need to do optimal second sector time in qualifying pace program. Okay, I can do that. Set 3 consecutively fast laps. I can do that in the race strategy program, and complete a full lap using minimal fuel. Right, let's do that. We're going to do the fuel management. If you're even slightly thinking about dabbling in in a racing game, I would recommend this, even though it looks really technical and there are lots of fandangled ideas and add-ons and, you know, bits and pieces to do with management and strategy. The actual racing itself is pure and it's beautiful and it's uncomplex. Even though it looks complex, it's uncomplex, and it's a wonderful, wonderful racing discipline. It's the most beautiful form of racing on a track. Outside of a track. Wow, I need to speed up. There we go. Right. So I need to be very gentle on my tyre. What am I doing? Tyre or fuel? I can't even remember. Oh, fuel. I can't remember how to manage my fuel. I think it was... Oh, I need to coast around corners rather than accelerate, and I need to let go of accelerate into a corner. All the while trying to maintain that green bar on the top right, which is to get a lap time within the specified amount of time. This should be pretty easy. I just need to press accelerate less. There we go. You can see I'm in the green sector in the middle of the screen there. You can see I'm just in the green. I don't want to be in the red, and oh fuck, I forgot to press brake. I was concentrating too much on letting go of accelerate. Right, here we go. I need to make up half a second and then I can coast a bit more. Right, now I've remembered what I'm doing. This should be a bit easier. Here we go. I'm catching up on my time. There's my DRS on, which is like a turbo feature but in real life. Anyone here into... I've done it again. Anyone here into Formula E, the electric racing formula? That actually has effectively a speed pad, like a Mario speed pad, turbo pad. Right, I fucked up there. But I did the low fuel. So, right, here we go. Let's nail this time. We're just going to press accelerate a little bit less to manage our fuel. We're half a second up, so we can really coast. I'll be back on chat just after this lap. I just want to nail this objective for the points. Okay, we're going to build up a nice... I've got a second to play with here. There we go, got a nice second. 0.7. This is good. Just having to let off a little bit more than usual. Like here, you can see around some of these acceleration zones, I shall call them. We just let go of the accelerator a little bit. Like here, if I let go, you can see the bar building up. Got half a second to play with, and we're down into negative, so just take it a little bit less gently. There we go, we've got a second to play with again, or half a second. Just managing our fuel, and we're back into the negative, so I'm going to hammer the shit out of this part of the lap. DRS is on. We're chipping away at that time. End of the DRS zone. Fuck, I've done it again. I need to remember that turn. There we go. I might have done enough here. No, 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 no. Oh, I've just done it. There we go. Okay, fuck it. I've done it. So let's just return back. Happiness achieved. Achievement unlocked. Good game. Sony boy. How is everyone? I've got to go. Good stream, everyone. Thanks, George. Token effort, dear boy. Yeah, all is good. Right, we've got 10 minutes remaining. I do want to do all of these. So what I'm going to do the qualifying pace now. I'll do tyre management and ERS on the next one, and then I'll just skip it, and then I'll do race strategy on the third. So, fuck, they're about to do rain, so... No, they said rain is coming. Cancel. So, if we just check the timing sheets, you can see I'm way down on this. I am on a hard tyre, though, so... If we can...
garage, please. Car ready to leave.
No, 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 no. I pressed the wrong button. Press the wrong button. Oh well. Guess we're doing a lap. Oh well. Just waiting for the track to clear, or the pit lane to clear. Here we go. And first gear. This really is a simulator, isn't it? Who saw Silverstone F1 practice today? If you haven't, and if you don't want to know, I'd suggest muting me for the next 45 seconds. Yeah, it's raining, so I've got a hard tyre. That should see me doing okay-ish. I should really put the wets on, but I'll be alright for the time being. Romain Grosjean managed to spin out in the pit lane. So they've now called the pit exit at Silverstone. They've called it the Romain corner. It's embarrassing, right? You know how they've got names for all the turns, like Cops and Beckett's and all of that stuff. Stowe. Now the pit lane exit has its own name, and it's Romain. Is it Romain? Romain Grosjean, that's it. Romain is the name of the pit exit. I'm calling him Romain like he's a lettuce. He is a bit of a lettuce. He's definitely a potato at times. Just get a nice feel for this, and then I'm going to go back in and we're going to skip to practice number 2. Quite far down,
Heavy rain in around 15 minutes time.
but that's fine because I was managing all my little programs. None of them were about speed. They were just about nailing apexes or managing fuel and whatnot. I'm sure I'll qualify in first place. Does anyone know why One Punch Man stopped airing something? Can anyone help? I was actually in a comic shop today, Gosh, in London, and I visited their manga section, just looking to see which Zelda mangas they have. They had a few, but they had a few Twilight Princess ones missing, so they had like 2, 4 and 5, but obviously I'd like to buy number 1, not number 2, so you know. Alright, shall we back to the pit lane? What you can do is you can actually ask by saying, I want to box, like that. You can manually do it, or you can use your mic on your console, on your headset, and you can actually, you press L1 and then you say box this lap, and with your voice, and the guy will respond back to you, yeah sure, come into the pits or whatever. Or you can say, what is the gap to first place, and he'll tell you. So you can actually talk with your console game, which I find incredible. La 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 la. See, I remembered that time, but that is a dirty old hairpin. Probably one of the more... why One Punch Man stopped airing on this cliffhanger. Oh wow, is it not just the season end, or have they just ended the whole lot? Right, and we're back in. So let's end... Oh, let's wait until we're back in. Do you think there's much difference between this, says Tom, hello Tom, and F1 2018? Well, fundamental differences. Like, I don't, from memory, I can't recall. Hang on, I've got a sealed copy next to me. Let me just see, what have I got? A sealed copy or a copy of 2018 next to me? I think I've only got digital of 2018.
Need to go away soon. Heavy rain
So,
in 10 minutes time.
this says, yeah, so the career opening, if you guys follow this channel, if you saw my video the other day, you start in Formula 2, which is incredible. So that's new. It says, new F2 career opening, establish your reputation and defeat your rivals before being promoted, stepping up into the F1 championship. New, customize your own livery and lead the pack in weekly challenges or in online leagues. Test yourself against the very best in the dedicated F1 esports arena. Ooh. And improved, replay, share your finest moments with the newest automated race highlights feature, while stunning new night lighting and official F1 branding add even more realism for one player locally, 2 to 20 online. All the usual fandangle bits and bobs. So I've actually got not this. The one I'm playing is the Legendary Edition with the Senna and Prost bits and pieces. You also have invitationals, like the other day I was racing a classic McLaren round Silverstone in a kind of time trial type thing. So there are differences here and there. Is it anything better than 2018? Yes, this, people are saying, is the best ever F1 Codemasters game. That's high praise. Because I think 20... What was the yellow one? 2014 was the yellow cover one. I think that was the previous best one, but this one, yeah. I've heard that F2 bunch of bullshit. Even if you screw up all the races in F2, you still get promoted. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that, because I obviously won all my races because, you know. Vethanaus. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Very good, mate. Right. Thank you very much. We're going to go to session info. We're going to accelerate time. We're going to end this, and then we're going to go into number 2. Just do a quick one, just to get some points for my...
With all the cars now over the line,
see, look, I did shit because I didn't even try to do a proper race, but I beat my rival. So let's go into practice number 2. Hopefully it won't be raining. Yeah, I'd recommend this. Like, I'd highly recommend this. I've put in a lot more time to this already than 2018. I jumped on 2018 way too late because last season when it came out, my wife was pregnant. I was ultra busy the whole time. I didn't really have time to spend the season watching F1. So last season I actually missed out quite a lot on the Formula 1. This season I'm back on it. I'm all over Formula 1. I'm watching every single race, all the practice sessions. Even if I can't watch them, I luckily could watch them today at work. I just have, because I've got my Sky Sports F1 channel on my phone, so I watched that. Just had it beside me at work as I worked, because I was working. Or if I can't, then I'll listen to it on the radio, watch all the qualifications, all that stuff. So here, this is quite nice. This is how your rep with other teams. So during that practice session, Renault loved me a bit more, Williams loved me a bit more, Racing Point loved me a bit more, Toro Rosso loved me a bit more, and McLaren loved me a bit more. But the big boys don't. Mercedes and Ferrari do not. Alfa don't. Haas F1 don't either. But Red Bull, my team, do. I'm actually exceeding expectation, which is good. Varfanas. Vefanus. Thank you. Vefanus. I will forget that instantly. So I'm round the middle for being a sportsman and a showman. Red Bull want me to be more of a showman than a sportsman. I want to be more of a sportsman. You get more points for being a showman in Red Bull because Max Verstappen, obviously. So there you go. And this is all stuff that is within my control. So let's go to practice number 2. Vefaness. I like. Got a new keepy cup today. Posh glass coffee cup. So I can be one of those plastic warriors. I don't know. Saying that, I'm surrounded by plastic. Right, session info. So we've done track acclimatization. We've done fuel management. Let's go for tyre management. Don't hate. I ain't hating, bruv. I am hating. The thing about me and F1 games is I always get them on a console, and then I always end up buying them on PC as well. So I really want this on PC. I've got 2 copies at the moment on console, obviously. I was actually gifted one by my lovely friend at work, and Codemasters gave me this copy. I'm very fortunate enough to have been sent this by Codemasters. I feel very, very privileged to have got on that mailing list. I don't know if I'm officially on the mailing list, but let's pretend I am, because I got this for free, and I will be chiefly doing my damnedest to get Grid for free, because Grid Autosport I believe to be one of the greatest racing games ever made. So if I can get the follow-up for free, if not, no biggie, I'll just buy it anyway, because I believe that's going to be my racing game of the year. Looks great, man. It looks fantastic. It looks like more kind of Grid, the arcade game. I don't know if any of you have played that, but set in obviously 2019 with 2019's mechanics and graphics and engines and whatnot, as opposed to the original one. But definitely more like Grid, the arcade, from what I've seen, than Grid Autosport. Grid Autosport was a nice balance of mainly simcades, like I want to say, oh fuck my life, let's you have got instant replays and flashbacks on here. I should really turn them off. Yeah, so Grid Autosport is not, I mean, I don't want to say like simulator-ness, like or simcade, if you want, like Project Cars. It's a lot more forgiving than that, but it's still, to the maybe a little bit less trained racer, feels a lot more authentic, like a simulation should be, than the other Grid games. So I think what I'm trying to say is this new Grid is going to be a lot more accessible, a lot more arcadey in this time. Nailed it. Yeah, I think it's going to be for everyone, this game. When is it coming out, Grid? 11th of October. You're testing my brain box here. Okay, so Dunn got a purple, Dunn got a purple, Dunn got a green. It tells you where you were shit in your fuel management. So mine, if you have a look there, it's all the braking zones. So right before all the big corners, like, I slam on my brakes. I'm not managing my fuel enough. I'm not coasting enough into the corners. I'm not decelerating by I'm decelerating by slamming on the brakes. I don't know. Right, let's do this ERS management. All I need to do is press a button for this, and it cuts your power, but I still have to achieve a good lap time. The most tricky part of this is actually turning off the ERS thing by going here and then going here and going here. There we go, done it. So I did all of that quite easily because I was on the straight. So now I have lower power consumption, which means obviously I'm going to be slower and straight, so I'm going to have less power to get around corners. I think that's what ERS is. But yeah, I'm definitely, my car is in energy recovery system, so it doesn't recycle energy as well. That's what it means. It doesn't pump the saved energy back into the engine to give you a slight power advantage. I've dialed that right down, so that's okay, because I'm going to hit a purple sector and I'm going to nail this session and get all the points so I can develop my car quicker and betterer. How's that for a racing line, you mothers? Bit poops there. There's an amazing turn like that in the Bahrain track, which is the track before this. So why I love this game is because every race effectively takes me an evening, okay? what I mean by that is because I like to do the full 15-minute practice sessions. So you do 3 of them. That takes you 45 minutes. Then I like to do the one-shot qualification, which you're about to see in this stream. And then I like to do the race. And the race, default race length is 15 laps. Now, if you imagine you've got a 1 minute 30 per lap, times that by 15, effectively what you're doing there is you're spending the whole evening doing one race. So the reason I like it, done, nailed it, is because my wife goes to bed at 10, and then I've got the 10 p.m. till midnight slot if my daughter wakes up, that I've got to go and feed her, tend to her, etc. And I need to stay awake during that time. And yeah, this is what I do. I play F1 2019, and yeah, keeps me going, man. It keeps me going. Right, so we've done that. We just need that, which is 5 laps. I do that in practice 3, but I'm going to do this qualifications. We're just going to do this. Moment you want to smoke and your lighter dies. Oh, mate, I gave up smoking in December. I don't smoke, I don't vape, I have no nicotine in my vaping, smoking, nicotine, non-nicotine, every form of smoking, and I did. And I'm not one of those smug people, I'm just super happy I did it. Like, it's something I've wanted to do since I was 15. No, I haven't, that's a lie, I've never wanted to. I always enjoyed it, but now that I've done it, I'm like, it's not that big a deal. So I've smoked for, you know, sort of 20 years. And I just made myself a promise. Daughter comes along, it's a smoke-free house. It's a smoke-free daddy, and daddy's going to be healthy, and he's going to be the best daddy he can be for his baby girl. Admirable, right? It's a hell of a lot cheaper as well. But babies are a lot more expensive than smoking, so, you know, just saying, if you need to make an executive decision based on money, should I have babies or carry on smoking, you know? Or, I mean, if you're rich, do both, but always smoke outside the house. Never get smoke in or around your baby. And if you are vaping, here's what they recommend you when you go to antenatal classes. They say that as a vapor, never hold your baby after you've vaped, because all the stickiness sticks to your top, and then it goes on them, and then they'll eat their hand, or, you know, something like that. So they recommend having like a vaping jacket or a vaping top. Fun fact. There we go. That should be good for P1.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Yeah, you did, you motherfucker. Right, let's go back to the garage. Revito, it's September 13th. What's September 13th? Grid? Nah, mate. Hang on. TheGamesShed.com says on there. I did an article about it yesterday. Grid releasing October the 11th. October, you swines.
Our fastest lap is a 1 minute 40.4.
You have a good reason for it now, says Rav. Oh, thank you, Paul. I think Paul's feeding you false information. Right, now I just need to do 3 laps, but I'm going to skip this session and we're going to do it in the next session. And then we can go and qualify and then do a proper race. This game, I will say, looks the absolute dog's nuts, right? So you see Devon Butler's in here. He is one of the carry-throughs. I think he's a fictitious character from the F2, who you have a bit of rivalry with at the beginning. Here he is. It's my favourite blacksmith. How you doing, dude? Ian, have you seen my cheeky Fortnite posts? Got a little promotion coming up. Well, not a promotion. Oh, yeah, I have to promote some Fortnite bits and pieces. You'll see. You'll see. Holy shitballs, says Mark. Mark's on as well. I just searched on Google though. Oh right, okay. So on if you go to codemasters.com or gridgame.com, whatever it is, they say it's October the 11th, unless
It's time
I was
to remind
delusional
ourselves of our
last
top three,
night.
who are
Let's have a look.
babies, Butler and Lewis Hamilton.
Grid game.
What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here though.
Gridgame.com.
The rest of the weekend unfolds.
Gridgame.com. October the 11th. Never, ever, ever underestimate the power of this brain. Still breathing, mate. Such a cheery chap, Ian. Yeah, I need to get back into Fortnite in a big way, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. I might be interviewed by the press here, because they do that. Alright, so you'll see how I have to big up certain, here we go, departments, and then it gives you favours and blah, blah, blah. I'm well happy with that, love. Right, so the car loves it here. We still have the same engine, so yes, of course. I keep on pushing. The car keeps on giving. We should have good qualification. We just have the right amount of downforce. There we go. So my aero department loves me. That means they give me discount on parts, you see. With a great team like this, I can't fail. I'm going for the title. So my showmanship has increased, you see.
Great. Well, that's
because I'm being an arrogant penis. So you need to judge what your answers are. There's like a big RPG element in this, and it makes me think every time. I'm like, oh, if I say this, who's it going to piss off? If I say this, is it going to give me a discount, future development costs, and blah blah blah. Where you been sneaking Fortnite in? Figured you dropped that one off. I had, and then they approached us about promoting some stuff. So Ian, I've got the world's biggest box behind me. Like, we're talking a box like that full of Fortnite things. You'll see. You'll see. If you look on our Twitter timeline, I've been doing some teases. Right, so Mercedes now love me. Renault love me. Ferrari, McLaren, Haas, Williams. Good luck, Williams. Racing Point, Alpha, and Toro Rosso now love me. Red Bull, still the same, even though I'm with them. Arseholes. Arsholios. You can see my sportsmanship, my showmanship has gone up, because my attitude preference is now showmanship. See, for the first couple of races, I was actually always leaning towards sportsmanship, saying, "Oh, the team are brilliant. The whole team put in the effort today. It wasn't just me." Now I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the greatest." So I'm trying to flip it into the yellow because that gives me something. I can't remember what it gives me, but it's something I need. Right. So practice 3. Advance, we're just going to do 5 laps, and then I'm going to go and qualify. I've got a sweaty back. I'm keeping an eye on my phone to see when my wife is coming home, and I'm keeping an eye on the baby monitor to see when my baby wakes up. My baby shouldn't wake up before 9:30. She usually wakes up for me to put the dummy back in her mouth, and then she goes back to sleep until 12ish. Okay, so let's do race strategy. I've already done my race objectives, so I'm actually nailing this one. Nipper's amazing. She's so brilliant, mate. She's eating solids now. She's waving. She's just perfect. Apart from the when she's not perfect part of my life, which is every other time that I speak to her or see her or, you know, want a kiss or a cuddle, and she decides to be a little brat. But no, she's the greatest thing, mate. I can't express the joy, the profound love, the wonderment, and the shitty nappies. Right, let's do this. 5 laps, away we go. So guys, those of you who watched this is mainly aimed at Mark, because I know he did. I don't even know if he's watching this now still, but those of you who watched the Netflix documentary last year on last year's Formula 1 will know how amazing that documentary was. This season's one that's being recorded right now, because it's still this season, and yes, there is another series which will be out later in the year or next year. So the head of F1, he has actually said that every team must be involved. So that means you'll see Lewis Hamilton, you'll see Sebastian Vettel, you'll see everyone. And there has been a lot of drama in Formula 1 this season. So those of you who liked season 1 because of how much drama there was, especially with the likes of Gunther, who was calling his drivers a wanker and a silly dickhead and things like that. There's going to be plenty more of that on next season's one. Especially that guy Gunther, who's one of his drivers, a chap called Roman Grosjean, crashed in the pit lane today. So expect to see him lose his fucking mind. It's probably the best documentary you will ever watch. This F1, what's it called? Race to Survive or Race to Live, or I can't remember what it's called, but Drive to Survive, maybe. It's the best thing. So fucking good. Not even, like, even if you're not a Formula 1 fan, it might make you a Formula 1 fan. It's that profound. So that's lap 1. I'm going to pause this in a moment, just so I can see what you guys are saying. I'm getting used to this Shanghai circuit. This turn is a bitch, man. Like, fucking... I'm going to break my controller getting around there. I haven't yet hooked up my G29 steering wheel because it makes a shitload of noise and my baby is asleep. So, controller for the win. La 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 la. So guys, do me a favour, do what we usually do. Let me know the last video game you played. What was it? What platform was it on? That'll give me something to talk to you guys about. Right, I'm going to pause here. Let's have a look what you're saying. Sounds a bit highly strung. The series. Oh, the guy, Gunther. Oh, he's amazing. Honestly, he's hilarious. Hilarious guy. Like, he's become a bit of a cult hero for how he talks to his drivers. He's kind of no shits given. Like, Formula 1 drivers get a lot of slack because they inherently think they're the dog's bollocks, and they talk to their engineers via their radios during races like their engineers are pieces of shit. Right? They're like, shut up, leave me alone, I know what I'm doing, just bring me into the pit lane, I told you I need to come in. But they basically talk to them like arseholes. And so one of this guy's drivers, again, this Roman, no, not Roman Grosjean, no, a chap called Magnussen, I think it was, their other driver, he last two races ago was whinging, saying, oh, my car's so shit, I can't believe how shit my car is. And the guy, Gunther, who's his boss, told him to shut the hell up, stop speaking, stop being a fucking baby, stuff like that, because of all the hundreds of people who hadn't seen their families and whatnot, who work for that company, who spent, you know, thousands of hours building that car and doing stuff. You know, he's standing up for the whole team, the greater good, if you will, by telling this little princess driver basically to shut the fuck up and consider everyone else. That's why I love this so-called highly strung man. He's a people's person. He'll tell you like it is. He'll tell you to fuck off. No punches pulled. Gunther Steiner, he's called. Nailing this, I think. Right, we're going to have a bit of an overtake coming up. This is only practice still, so it doesn't mean anything. I am pretty much bang on my target. This is tricky because I'm going to meet him around the next set of corners. And in practice, there's no obligation for you to let me past if I'm going faster than you. Whereas in qualifications and in races, especially if I'm a lap ahead of you, you have to get out of the way. So this is going to be tricky.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
I don't have to do the other 2 laps, but I'm going to, just so I can get some practice in myself. Like this turn here, it's George Russell. British driver for a British team, Williams, absolutely dog shit. They are the worst team at the moment. It's like putting literally a Ferrari against a fucking, I don't know, a Lada, a Russian, you know, Iron Curtain era Lada. I'm going to try and do him cleanly. See what I was saying about he doesn't need to get out of the way? I got on the curb there, so it kind of fucked my braking up. He's not going to get out of the way, so I'm going to have to do something really cheeky here. Ugh. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Are you alright, mate? Yeah, he's alright. I just rubbed wheels. It's fine. Slightly illegal, but never mind. Ian says he likes the sound of that. Some F1 drivers are bloody prima donnas. Exactly. And this guy Gunther, like, if you sign for him, you ain't the shit anymore. Suddenly, you are just a driver, and there's more pieces to your car than just you. I'm afraid the race win wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have even been part of the race if it wasn't for your team. So shut the fuck up. Essentially, and we pay you a handsome salary, even though you pay for your place in the team. But we pay you a handsome salary. You will do what we say. I am your manager. Stop it. If you think you can get a drive at another team, off you go, basically. But you can't, because there's only 20 spaces, and effectively they're a mid-table team, and their drivers aren't that good. So, you know, one of them things. Right, final lap. Half of it to go. Well, 2/3, sorry. I'm getting a good feel for the track now. Remember at the start of this stream, wasn't really feeling it. It's very undulating. It's very lefty-righty, very sweepy. We're getting there. I'd still definitely not be confident enough without the track guide on. Maybe if I was doing a full length race, I would be, but I'm not. So DRS on. The old turbo flap opens. Yeah, actually, you open a flap on the back of your, on your, whatever it's called, your wing, and it decreases the downforce. Like the whole, it's basically like having a massive spoiler on your car and being able to get rid of it. The spoiler effectively keeps your car on the track, right?
Okay, you're in the top 10.
The downforce creates friction, and friction obviously slows your car because it creates greater force between the wheel and the car. Therefore, friction, you know, slows your car down. So when you press this button, the spoiler goes up, the downforce decreases, lifting your car up, creating less friction, meaning your car goes faster. I can't remember, what is it, it's like 40 kilometers an hour quicker. So you see it when one car hasn't got it and one car has it. They're both Formula 1 cars, so they inherently can go 200 mile an hour, but then suddenly someone gets a 40k an hour boost, so he just turbo boosts around him. It's fascinating stuff, fascinating, and I hope I've educated you to some degree today. We had a Lada when I was a kid, built like a tank, drove like a tank too. There we go, I've done all my objectives. Happy times. Let's just see the timing screen. There I am, second place, behind my teammate Max Verstappen, who is the #1 driver. So let's just accelerate time here. He's on soft tyres, that's why. Do you know what? I'm not having that. I just want to put on the soft tyres and then go for a race quickly. Just, you know, just... No. I can't remember how to get back into this. Where's my program? Oh, here we go. Right. I want to do this because I don't want him to come top of this qualification, this practice session, because it might give me more points if I come first, more development points. So, sorry, it's just going to take another minute and a half. I hope that's acceptable, because I just want to do this to piss Ravito off. I don't want his boy to be #1. All other Dutch sportsmen I love. Dennis Bergkamp, Mark Overmars, Glenn Helder. I'll be there all day. Here we go. Fuck, I fucked that turn right up. I can get it back. Ah, you can get it back, Jamie. Come on. Happy Friday, by the way, people. Happy Friday. You haven't told me what you guys are playing game-wise. I'd very much like to know. And also tell me what the last video game you purchased was, whether it's digital, physical. Let me know. He's doing alright so far. Still got an eye on my baby monitor and my phone. Who's going to make noise first? Is it going to be my wife? Is it going to be my baby? That's the real race. The race to interrupt my stream. One way or another, it's going to come to an end. 2 seconds up. This is good. DRS zone coming up. That's the turbo zone. Press my button to lift the flap. You can just see it in my wing mirrors. And you'll see it lower now because I pressed the brake. You can just see the Aston Martin logo. That indicates that the flap is down, therefore creating the downforce, which means I can get around the turns effectively. When I say DRS again, which is right now, pop, and up it goes. You can just see.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk.
Right, so we are in position 1. Max Verstappen should now be in P2. Do they still reckon an F1 car can run upside down? Yes. So the downforce is so great. What they think is that, like, scientists have worked out that this is actually a thing. The downforce on a Formula 1 car is so great. Width of the tyres, the closeness of which it is to the floor, and the big spoiler and the aerodynamics and whatnot, that if it was to race, and gradually, if a track was to do a kind of Hot Wheels and have an upside down section, that car would be able to effectively race upside down for as long as the track is. It would be able to race on the ceiling. That's a factual thing. That's my mind blown. Genuine thing. A Formula 1 car genuinely would stick to the ceiling. There's that much downforce. So Paul says The Last of Us, PS3, Uncharted 2, PS3, Mario Smash Football, GameCube. Strong. Just purchased these today. How much did the Smash Football cost you on GameCube? Just having a look.
Review our top three. Davies, Vettel, and Max Verstappen. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over.
I know I've got it on the
However, we'll be back
Wii.
shortly for more Formula 1 action.
Super Strikers charged. Yeah, I don't actually have it on the GameCube, but it's a stunning game. I love it so much. Right, so let's go and qualify. Exciting. It's hotter than the inside of Satan's very rectum. Oh, here we go.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Cheers, babe.
You spent a lot of time on the track during practice. Does the car have enough reliability to sustain that?
Of course, the new aero package. So aero department love me now. 22 quid. Decent. I'd pay that.
Indicator of things to come.
Development on the chassis has been great, so your chassis department will notice that. Great.
Appreciate your time.
What? Okay. Whatever. Whatevs. Decent. Okay, let's go and qualify. We're going to come first, but Max Verstappen is literally like 0.2 behind, so I need to be really sharp with my lines on this. Let's do this, man. So last game I bought was, it's just here somewhere. I put it to one side. Ooh. Ah, right, okay, I suppose the last game I bought new was this. The last game I bought second hand were these two. That and this, which is sealed. I know it's Mortal Kombat X, I've got it already, but this is the Steelbook variety, so I just wanted that. It's got, I was kind of hoping it would be opened. I didn't realise it was sealed and new. because it's got a beautiful scorpion double fold. So on one side it's got half his face, and you open out the steelbook and it just shows a full scorpion. But never mind. It's a wonderful addition to the collection. And also I was given, I just dropped loads of shit. I got F1 2019, a few other bits and pieces. Division 2 I was given as well. It's quite nice. I like that game. Alright, so. Oh, look, he's getting to vet. He's going to become a veteran. Got 3 messages. Let's read my emails. Up and coming session, do your best out there. Max is the main target. He's the first rival you'll be judged against. In fact, what do I need to do? Just finish 3rd or better. Easy. Weather forecast. Shit. It's going to rain. Fuck. I don't know what to do about that. I haven't raced in the rain yet. View R&D tree and let's recommend our upgrade. Can't do that. What about this side? No, this side. No, because we're on the same week, you plonker. Of course you can't fucking do it. Right, let's race in the rain. Qualify in the rain. I want to get out there pretty sharpish so I don't have to bump into any traffic, because that can be annoying in this game. It can really hinder you. Shut up. Is it raining? Yeah, it's pissing down. Fuck.
F1 qualifying session.
Thanks, Crofty. Go. Just go. Right, I think the track is empty. We're racing in the rain. No, Butler's out. Here we go. As I said, I haven't raced in the rain yet in F1 2019. So what we're doing, we're just coming up to the start-finish line so we can get full speed. Oh no, this is it. I am actually on my fast lap. Oh shit, I thought there was some time. Never mind. I'm going to have to really concentrate now to bring that time back. So you do get DRS as well in qualification. I feel like I might have missed a DRS zone though, which is really going to hinder me. Right, we'll see here, because there's one just here. Yep, DRS is on. Ah, fucking hell, I've got a bad feeling about this lap. I really... That's it, I've lost it. I really didn't take it too seriously. Shit! Maybe everyone's done really shit because it's raining. This is it. Have you tried the Crash Racing game yet? Is it any good? Better than the last versions? I came first. Sweet. Really and truly, I'm not a fan of it.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's
nailed it.
look at those who will be fronting the grid.
Turns out the AI is not very good in the rain. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It's very difficult, like very difficult, which people love about it. But I think it's unnecessarily difficult. I am one of these guys who refuses to play games on easy. I know it's stupid. I'm not getting the full experience, like especially in a really hard game like this. But like I sunk hours into it, and it's just really difficult. And then this came out, and I was like, yeah, I'm sacking it off. So, I mean, if you're okay with going down to easy, do it. Or if you're a real die-hard gamer who loves the trophy hunting, it's basically a karting Souls-like. Get ready for hairdry from Gunther. What about Sonic Racing? Sonic Racing I didn't enjoy. In fact, have I got it still? I must have it still. Where the fuck is it? I bought that recently as well. I must have Sonic. Oh yeah, there is. So I didn't like it in single player, and then one evening I played it with a friend of mine, online, and we had the best time. We just played online all evening, just me and her and a random. Incredible fun. That's not to say that Crash isn't fun. Crash is great. Maybe lap the field and I'll buy you a pizza. Maybe like it's better in multiplayer. I don't know, but the single player campaign is tough as old boots. I want to race. Right, so guys, I'm going to go and race now. I'm not one for like the nostalgic nature of Crash. I was never a Crash fan because Crash came out when I was like 16, 17. I was experiencing pubs and stuff like that for the first time, clubs, girls. I wasn't really a mascot game kind of guy. Sonic was obviously the previous generation when I was a kid, so I never experienced Spyro, I never experienced Crash, Croc. That kind of generation, not my jam, doesn't do it for me. Maybe if I was a Crash fan, yes, maybe I would be tickled pink by it, but... Right.
Qualifying session. It's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Davies lines up on pole position with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking at the
Cameron, my man.
We have Butler, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Hamilton, Weber, Grosjean, Magnussen and Kimi Räikkönen.
Weber is another guy who came through the thing.
Stroll, Russell, Alexander Albon and Antonio Giovinazzi, Kubica and Daniel Ricciardo.
Danny Rick got a pen.
Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, you ready?
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Oh, it's pissing down towards the end of the race, so it's only a 14 lapper. Fuck. But we're going to have to do a pit stop as well, and... Oh, here we go. And lights out, and away we go. And Seb's out in front somehow. I got a really shitty start. I'm in fourth. Charles Leclerc. Wow, I'm really dog turd right now. So we're going to try and not have a crash here. I've got 14 laps to remedy that shitty start. Have faith in me, gang. Have faith. Oh, my hero's in front of me. In case you're wondering, no, that's not the fake Butler. It's Lewis, who just crashed into the back of me. I might get a warning about that. Might have been my fault. How did I get such a shitty start? There must be a knack to starting in this that I don't know about. Like a timing thing. As opposed to just holding the accelerator. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Outbrake him. Oh, you motherfucker. Outbrake him. Underbraking. Right, Butler, my rival from F2. Who pushed out. Thingamajig. Oh, you... Sorry, I'm really fucking concentrating here. Okay, I've got this, I've got this. Sebastian Vettel, right. I cannot let him win. Come on. Got this, bitches. I just need DRS for a little squirt of power. Underbraking. You fuck off.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
You know this. Right, now I'm hunting down the German. Hopefully, if I do win, he doesn't throw a strop. Controversial. He has been known to throw strops this season. I'm catching him. Nice steal. It's never a steal. Yeah, it was a steal. Like, the AI is good in this, and the penalties and whatnot you receive are fair to a degree. They're not 100% accurate, but also the Ferraris being a lot better than the Red Bulls, completely accurate. Right, DRS is working now, I think it's on. Oh no, are we on lap 3? Lap 2, okay, so DRS should be on next time round, which means if I can get to within 1 second of Vettel's bumper, I get a turbo, and he doesn't. A turbo, I get the decreased downforce. I was using layman's terms. Yeah, watch, as we go across the line, it will say DRS is now enabled.
Keep this up.
Thank you. Oh fuck, I took my eye off the prize there. I pressed brake a little bit too long. Here we go, come on. Me and Sebi boy. This is all going to come down to who does the best pit stop strategy, I think. I've got to be real careful not to touch him. That's what she said. Question mark. Oh, piss fingers. I get really nervous. Fuck you. He touched me, the little bumhole. Ooh. So, news out of the Formula One stable is that Silverstone has a contract to be the British Grand Prix for until 2024, I think. It's either another 5 years or until 2025. So Vettel's flap is going to open right now, and I haven't got a flap. So he's going to overtake. That's how the drag reduction system turbo flappy thing works. Because he's within a second of me. I am not within a second of anyone. I can get it if I go to lap somebody, and I'm within a second of them. So look, he's within a second of me. His flap has opened. Pit window is open. Right, keep your eyes peeled for the pit stop. You won't believe how quickly they change the wheels. So I think the record for all 4 wheels, stopping the car, all 4 wheels being changed, and the car starting and taking off again, the record is 1.8 seconds. I did not make a typo with my mouth there. 1.8 seconds. The average is about 2.5 seconds. My team are quite good in real life, Red Bull. My team might do it in about 2.4, I'd say, I guess. Some teams are better than others. I remember the Lotus F1 team being particularly good. But Ferrari are known to fuck up quite occasionally. Mercedes are very good. There's a few, you know, haphazard ones. Right, box, box, box. It's me being told to get my arse into the pit lane. I don't know where the pits are. I think if I pull over to the right. I don't know where the pit lane is. Oh, fuck, I missed my pit. I don't know where the pit lane is. Shit. Is it here? Yeah, it is. Thank fuck for that. Alright, all that pissing around there has probably lost me a shitload of time. Hey, Robbie. How you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. Sorry I couldn't pay attention. I'm F1ing. Watch this for time. The yellow one. 2.26. Very quick. In real life, pit teams have been known to release cars without bolting up the wheels properly, so they get to about, the cars get to about here, and their wheels fly off. I know it sounds unbelievable, but that actually has happened several times. You wouldn't believe the amount of mistakes from a pit stop. At least now they don't do refueling. Refueling used to be a lot more dangerous for a pit stop. Pit stops are still very dangerous, but there's no longer as much of a risk of a huge fireball and everyone burning to death, which is pleasing. That was a fucking beautiful corner. So I came out of the pits there in 20th. That's because it's a close race and nobody else has had a pit stop, you see. So I was in first place, no one else pitted, I did. So I come out at the back behind this donkey of a car, Kubica in his shitty Williams. I really do feel sorry for Williams. As I said, it's a British car, and right, DRS. Watch this for speed difference. Watch. Don't fucking block me, you pedo. Oh, fuck. Right, people are going in the pits now. 19th. So I should start jumping up the board there. 18th. Here we go. We're going to start jumping up. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. That's because about 10 people, 8 people went into the pits just now. I'm in 10th place. F1 is a game of strategy first and foremost, and obviously beautiful racing lines and tactics. Tactics is strategy, but yes, it's a very beautiful sport. Anyone who says it isn't a sport just needs to watch a weekend of F1 to appreciate.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
Oh fuck! Do you hear that? So I'm having a bit of technical difficulty on my car. My power is going AWOL. Because just like your washing machine or fridge, this is an electrical appliance and it can go wrong. You might think that's unfair for a video game, but it's more a simulator than anything, so it's about how you manage these issues. I'm getting the inside line, motherfucker. Because I'm in a much more powerful car than any of you benders.
Rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Benders being the wrong word. I take that back. That's very silly. I've just been hit. Okay. So, back up in 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st because everyone else has just hit the pits. So I'm going to be on chat in just a minute if you've got any questions. Just get hammering away and I'll be in there momentarily. Seen a few refueling mishaps. Expensive way to start a barbecue. Oh my gosh. Don't. Like the whole of the F1 kind of history of accidents and fires. Like I used to work at a go-kart track, and the carts effectively had a lawnmower engine and fuel tank, and we would pump petrol directly into a hot engine mid-race on races called endurance races. So the cars would fly into the pits and the driver would jump out. We would, as quickly as possible, whack off the fuel tank cover, whack open the twisty-turny cap and pump fuel into it until it was full, and then whack on the cap, whack on the cover and fire her up. And I've seen it a few times, like as you're doing the refueling you would be covered by a mate of yours who was in the pits with you with a fire extinguisher at all times, because that's how spontaneous the refueling kind of process was. And the likelihood of a spontaneous combustion was that high that you had to be covered by a fire extinguisher at all times. I saw it go up in flames so many times, like I lost count within the first 3 months. And that's why when you're refueling, you have to kick the racer out of the pit lane. Oh, I couldn't play F1 games, way too hard, especially one hit and your car falls to bits. This hardcore simulator, it is very difficult, honestly, but it's also not, like, because once you get used to the car, and I'd say there's so many assists you can put on. Once you find your level where you're at, it can actually be the easiest form of racing game, like pure racing. I'm not talking go-karting, karting games, because sorry to get into a debate. If anyone wants to argue, I will argue this until I'm blue in the face. Kart games, Mario Kart, Sonic All-Stars, Crash, Team Racing, they are not racing games. That is a completely different genre. Racing should be about how you take the track, your racing line, your actual pure racing. If you throw elements of weapons and rubber banding and shit like that, that's not a racing game anymore. That's bullshit. Anyway, this is probably the most, I'd say, although it looks the most technical and probably is in certain circumstances, but the actual pure racing is probably among the easiest of all the racing genres, because there's so much downforce, so much grip on these cars. Aside from the contact, if you can avoid the contact, then, and you know how you should brake going into a corner and accelerate through the corner, if you know some of the basic racing principles, it's definitely the easiest to handle by a long shot. The hardest is probably kind of ice rallying games, because ice throws in a kind of unknown dynamic. Rally games are probably the most fun because it just feels dangerous. The whole every single second just feels dangerous. Apart from Rally Cross, which is where you're head to head. In Rally, you're up against you and a clock, and it's basically not even about the time. Fuck the time. It's about, will I survive to the end of the race without absolutely blowing my car to bits. What other genres? Arcade racers, actually, to be fair, they're the most accessible to everyday gamers, because, I mean, you can bump people, you can crash into people, like, there's a gentle learning curve. This assumes you can handle an F1 game from race number 1, right? But an arcade racer, for example, trying to think of the latest arcade racer that came out. There has been a couple this year. I can't remember them. Clearly, they stuck with me because they were amazing. Give you an example of, say, Burnout Paradise, or any Need for Speed apart from Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2, even though they're over 10 years old now. But any other Need for Speed is an arcade racer, right? And they're a lot easier, at least on the outside, than this is, correct? Yes. Yes, Jamie, you may stop talking now because you're boring everyone to tears with your god complex on racing games. I am no god, I just enjoy racing games. I am not the best at racing games, but I do bloody well enjoy them. They give me that adrenaline buzz, like, big time. Racing in general does. I've been watching World Endurance Racing recently, I've been watching Rally, I've been watching Formula E. I draw the line at kind of NASCAR type situations. Right, what are we on? Are we on our last lap? We've got 4 laps to go. Did he say I've got 5 laps of fuel? A few laps ago. Oh, fuck. This isn't going to go well. How far up am I? Let's get some radio comms in on the next straight and I can find out how far up I am. Because I might be able to coast. Here we go. Right, so let's L1. Full race update.
You are in first position. Front seconds.
10 seconds
They're
up.
all fresh mediums. Look after
Boom.
these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 5 laps till the end.
Okay, Jeff. That geezer speaking to me was called Jeff. Can you hear Jeff okay, guys? Kart games are simply arcade racing. I saw a fuel air bomb go off on a test range out in Oz. Petrol can be pretty freaking awesome under the right conditions. You're a sick man, Ian. I bet you giggled like a schoolgirl at a Justin Bieber concert. Yeah, so to give you guys some Formula One background, if you're thinking of getting into Formula One or are in the slightest bit intrigued by Formula One, this weekend is what some people call the greatest Formula One race. It is the British Grand Prix. I'm not at all biased. I am. Charles Leclerc is out. He retired from one of my earlier races in this season as well. Poor lad. He doesn't have the best of luck. Yeah, so it's the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, which is definitely the best race circuit. People say Monaco. Monaco's the most iconic. It's one of the worst races, and that is a fact, because it's so narrow, so windy and just awkward that there's hardly any overtaking. It's boring. Here on at Silverstone, I believe there are points of the track that are... Fuck. There are points of this circuit that are 14 metres across. 14. So yeah, there's a lot, like here, there's a lot of space, a lot of room for overtaking, a lot of long straights for the DRS activation, a lot of tow, slipstreaming if you want. Like, there's a lot of action. This is China. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Silverstone. Silverstone, all of the things I just said. 14 metres wide, etc, etc. Shut up, Jamie. Sort your life out. I only do one thing at a time. I'm a man. Sexist viewpoint. So last weekend, it was my wife's birthday. Some of you who follow us on social media will have seen me posting about that. I took her to the British Museum down in central London on Saturday morning. And we gave our baby to my wife's sister, my sister-in-law, my baby's auntie, for the day. It was the first time we'd left our baby in the charge of somebody else. There were tears from my wife at first, but it was her birthday, and I wanted to take her out. So yeah, we went to the British Museum in London, and there is presently a manga exhibition. Manga! My wife wanted to see the manga exhibition. So I took her to the manga exhibition, and it was incredible. Incredible. See what I did there? And following that, we went to a huge Waterstones, or Waterstones, however you prefer to pronounce it, on Gower Street, just at the top of Tottenham Court Road in central London. Good prick. And I bought some manga. I bought the Zelda Legendary Edition. I think it's issue number 4, which has Phantom Hourglass and the Minish Cap, complete stories in manga form. Oh, incredible book. We then went to get some lunch in Soho, and it was Pride as well, and PlayStation being a big part of Pride in London, so I thought hopefully I'll see some of my colleagues. I was wearing the Pride t-shirt. Sebastian Vettel's out, so yeah, I think I tweeted, or at least on my personal Instagram, I posted a picture of me in my official PlayStation Pride t-shirt. We went into Soho, got some lunch, got some ice cream, and then we went into the Pride Parade, not the parade, just beside the parade on Regent Street. Incredible. Everyone was in such a good mood. It was such good weather. Then I came home, and we saw our little daughter, spent some time with her auntie, and then I read some of my manga. It was incredible. And now all I want to do is play Zelda Minish Cap, because it's such a great fucking Zelda. So yeah, there you go. That's the story of my last weekend, but I would highly recommend going to the British Museum to see this manga exhibition. It's got that I'm so shit with names. I need to write it down to pronounce it properly. Hosukai, I think he's called. H-O-U-S... H-O-U-S-A... H-O-K-U-S-A-I. Hokusai. That's him. Hokusai. He's a Japanese artist, and supposedly the father of manga. You'd recognise his pictures if you saw any of them, his paintings, his art. He does the Japanese waves and Mount Fuji and things like that. They had a couple of bits there of his. So if you're into like art, definitely see it. If you're into manga, definitely see it. It had original bits of Astro Boy. I can't remember the artist of Astro Boy, but he's very culturally important. And this Hokusai had his work. It had Attack on Titan, some original artwork. It had some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure original. It had some original Pokemon stuff. You know, all the usual suspects were there. I'm going to slide out unless I slow down, because the rain has calmed down. Oh yeah, last couple of corners. Don't spin out now, boy. This is it. And I'm nearly out of fuel as well. Jesus. You can see I've got the fuel indicator. Oh, you can't because it's underneath my camera, webcam. Hokusai. That's his name. They did a manga exhibition at the British Museum. Hang on. This is it, checker flag. A few years back, it was excellent. It's probably just a rehash of that. Rally driving has always been my favourite motorsport, followed by superbikes and trials. I want to get into superbikes. Oh shit, I think my wife's coming home. Leaving in a bit, she says. I'll message you when I'm outside.
And a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today.
Well, that has been an hour and a half of Jamie streaming. It's not worth me doing another race, but I've just smashed it. So
there's been a huge push from them lately to stay
I
competitive with the other
think
teams.
I'm going to up the difficulty a bit and maybe turn down one of the assists. I've got most assists off now. I think I still have traction control because I think Formula 1 cars actually have traction control in them, so I'm trying to keep it as authentic as possible. But I'm just going to be tinkering. Thank you very much, Blake. I appreciate that. Guys, do hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I do loads of other racing. In fact, this week I created a number of videos on our channel which you can go and watch, including Need for Speed Shift, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Virtua Racing on the Nintendo Switch, F1 2019 Career Mode, that's the first part of this career where I started in F2, and Monster Jam Steel Titans. So I've actually done like 5 racing game videos this week on our YouTube channel, so hit subscribe, go back and watch down our timeline. It was a bit too easy for me, Paul. I need to up the difficulty for the next race. The next race is, where is it? Is it somewhere like Azerbaijan or something? I can't remember. I can't even remember. I think it's a street race. Oh, hang on. Let me just do this. Let me piss off people. I want to say I'm the best in the world.
Good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him doing well?
It's always good. Almost as pleased as I am with how our car's coming along. Red Bull RP has increased.
You and Devon weren't far apart by the end of the race. How evenly matched are you?
I'm going showmanship. Yeah, boy. Tom.
A few podiums with Devon back.
Yes, mate. That's what I want. You know. Hang on. Devon Butler back in F2. How does it feel in F1? It's wonderful. So good. I didn't even mind sharing it with him. Yeah, showman. So,
You
oh,
really
fuck
look to
me.
control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
And I'm thrilled with their support during the race. Yeah, there we go. So, come on, make that it. Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
All I ever stream for is to give you guys some enjoyment of your games. I love to show off games. I'm never going to play a game that I don't enjoy. That's just not from my heart. I even enjoy No Man's Sky. I know some people don't. Towards the end of like my 100 hours of streams of it or so, I didn't enjoy it, so I stopped streaming it. But I only ever play games to kind of show the potential, the joy in games. I love games. Games give me joy, and I hope that my joy comes across, even though I'm a stern-faced old ratbag who looks like Hopper out of Stranger Things. But if you've enjoyed this and you go away and play a racing game or any of the games I've spoken about tonight because of me, that's a job well done. That's a thumbs up from me. That's all I ever hope for. I'm sorry that I don't get to stream all the time. It's physically impossible because of my newborn daughter and my wife being in the same room as me. I'll try and work out a way that it can be possible more in the future, especially now that my baby is sleeping a lot better. But in the meantime, do check out my videos, because I am creating videos when I can. A lot of them don't have commentary at the moment because I just am unable to make commentary. But I put annotations in there, so Need for Speed Shift, Delta Force 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, as I said, Virtual Racing, Monster Jam Steel Titans, and F1 Career Mode. All videos I put out this week on the channel. Go and hit the thumbs up on them. Leave me a comment. Just let me know that you've watched them, that you're enjoying the videos, or if you would play the games or not. Just have a little watch. That's me. That's from my heart. I'm just spreading these games. It's a new series that I'm doing as well. It's called Versus the Test of Time. So playing games that are 10 years old, and I'm saying, guys, it costs £2 on Steam. Look how good it is. Go and spend your money on it. That's all I'm doing. Look, I've nearly maxed out Red Bull. I'm smashing it at Red Bull. Still streaming primarily on Twitch? No, I am not. When I stream, I will be streaming only on YouTube. I hate Twitch. I've always hated Twitch. It was an experiment for us. Didn't like it. Mark will be streaming on Twitch. He likes Twitch more than me. But Mark, he said a number of times he wants to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He doesn't get round to doing it. So when he does, he will be streaming probably on Twitch. So just keep a lookout on our Twitter timelines, on our Discord, etc. We're just sporadic at the moment, but I will try and put out videos every single week for you. I've got this big surprise Fortnite promotion behind me that I need to do it this weekend. I want to do a couple more videos this weekend. Maybe I'll try and fit in some career like this and do a highlights video. If you guys want to see highlights of my F1 career, I'm now 3 races in. In fact, I haven't done the celebrations yet, have I?
Remember
Or did I do that?
select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation.
Hold tight, hold tight.
Performing well against
Oh
your
look,
rival
I've
can
got
earn you respect
loads of different
and
things
better
now.
terms when it comes to our contract reviews. You're not the only driver to be
Look,
hounded by the press.
debrief,
Emails
blah blah
like the
blah,
one I've just sent you will
invitational.
give you an
Have you
insight on how your
seen
former
that?
Formula 2 rivals are handling the press. Be sure to check your emails regularly, as I'll be sure to send
yeah,
you any
whatever.
of the more, let's
People are
say,
just pissed off with me.
interesting press transcripts
That's
on my
fine.
way.
But yeah, I've got invitational events now, like historic races and whatnot. I'll just do them off screen. Also, haven't seen it at all, but you're doing well in Stranger Things season 3, mate. Good to see the acting career is going so well. Yeah, I need to get that Stranger Things season 3 pop vinyl to go with my season 1 and 2 and special edition ones. So I've actually got them just here. I haven't got the season 3 Hawaiian shirt one yet. I haven't even seen season 3. I haven't even seen season 2, but there's the Hopper Biohazard suit. Mark bought me that. Then I've got the season 1 traditional Hopper. Oh shit. Just here. There he is. And I've got the one with vines all over him, like dirt and shit from season 2. That's on my desk at work. But I do want the Hawaiian one from season 3 because that one looks cool. And my wife thinks it looks more like me than any of the others. So yeah. I watched your Need for Speed video and went out the next day and picked up a copy, says Tom. Which Need for Speed video? Because I put out 2 last week. Tom, let me know. Because one of those games I prefer over the other one. And one of those games I will tell you is probably in my top 10 racing games of all time, maybe my top 20 games of all time. Alan Parks, mate, joining at the end. I might archive this stream so you can all watch it back and enjoy. It's been an hour and 40 minutes of just pure racing. There was practice, there was qualifying, they were doing test runs and tyre temperatures and all kinds of mad shit, and then I did a full race and it was crazy. Loved it. I watched the YouTube stuff, all good. Thank you, Ian. Guys, let me know, because I get lonely. Just leave a little comment, let me know you've watched it, because I put out this content and I just want to know that you're there still. You've not abandoned us. Shift, he bought Shifts. You bought the right game. Yeah, boy. You know there is a Shift 2, and I think that's going to be one of my next videos that I put out, the versus the test of time. I want to break it up. I want to do a non-racing game, then a racing game, and at the moment the last video game I put out was Shift, so I'm going to do another game. I've got an idea about what I'm going to do, then I'm going to do Shift, so expect Shift 2 at some point within the next 4 or 5 days. Yes. And if I can convince my wife at some point this weekend that she can watch Netflix in our bedroom, which is like 2 rooms over, then I might be able to get another stream in, because I'd love to do this career on camera. I want to do these challenges. No, I'm going to do them when my wife's home. I'm going to go and have a rest now, have a cup of coffee, etc. Right, guys, I love you so much. Thank you very much for joining me. As I said, leave me comments on my videos. Let me know you're there. It just gives me a great sense of achievement. And I love to know that you've gone and bought the games I'm suggesting. As I said, that means a lot to me. Thank you for everyone for joining me. And until next time, whenever that may be, I'll try and make it sooner rather than later. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Where's the stop button? I've forgotten how to use this thing. Oh, there it is. Bye.